Mel Gibson was spending what started as a calm and peaceful evening with his family at their beautiful Malibu home. The air was crisp, the ocean waves hummed a soothing rhythm, and laughter filled the house as they enjoyed a quiet dinner together. It was a perfect moment of serenity in a home that had brought them so much joy over the years. But as the evening progressed, a faint smell of smoke began to waft through the air. At first, it seemed distant, just another wildfire somewhere far off, a reality of life in California, but never an immediate threat. Mel stepped out onto the balcony to investigate. He noticed a faint orange hue glowing on the horizon, flickering like a warning. The wind, stronger than usual, carried not only the scent of smoke, but an unsettling energy. His wife appeared behind him, concern etched on her face. "Mel, do you think it's close?" she asked. He tried to reassure her, though the unease in his chest was growing. "Let's not panic," he said. "We'll keep an eye on it." As night fell, the situation began to escalate. The orange glow on the horizon grew brighter, more aggressive. The wind howled through the trees, and the once distant crackling sound became unmistakable. Embers began to dance in the air, carried by the relentless gusts. Inside the house, the atmosphere shifted. His wife started gathering important belongings, a habit they had picked up from previous fire seasons. The children, sensing the tension, sat silently in the living room, clutching their pets. "Dad, is everything going to be okay?" one of his younger children asked, her voice trembling. Mel crouched down beside her, placing a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "We're going to be fine," he said firmly. "We just need to be ready." As Mel checked the news updates, the situation became clear. The Pacific Palisades fire was rapidly advancing, fueled by strong winds and dry conditions. Officials were issuing evacuation orders for nearby areas. The realization hit hard. This wasn't just another distant threat. Their home was in the fire's path. The family sprang into action. Mel and his wife grabbed essential items, passports, important documents, cherished family photos, clothes, and a few sentimental keepsakes. They loaded everything they could into their SUV, all while the glow of the fire grew closer. The once clear night sky was now thick with smoke, and ash fell like snow, coating everything in a grim layer of grey. As they prepared to leave, the unthinkable happened. A massive burning tree toppled onto their driveway, blocking their only escape route. The flames were now dangerously close, and the air was becoming increasingly difficult to breathe. The family was trapped. For a moment, panic threatened to take hold. The children began to cry, and Mel's heart raced as he realized the severity of the situation, but he knew he had to stay calm. Looking around, he quickly formulated a plan. "We'll head to the beach," he said. "The fire won't reach the water." Grabbing wet towels to cover their faces and protect them from the smoke, Mel led his family out of the house. They took a narrow trail that wound down from their property to the coastline. The journey was harrowing, the heat was intense, and the sound of the fire was deafening, a constant roar that made it hard to think. Embers floated dangerously close, and the smoke was so thick that it stung their eyes and filled their lungs with every breath. His children stumbled, coughing and struggling to keep up, but Mel kept urging them forward. "We're almost there," he said, his voice steady despite the chaos. His wife carried their youngest child, her own face streaked with soot and tears. Every step felt like a battle, but they pushed on, driven by the instinct to survive. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, they emerged onto the beach. The vast ocean stretched out before them, its cool breeze a stark contrast to the inferno behind. The family collapsed onto the sand, gasping for air and clinging to one another. They had made it out alive. From the safety of the shoreline, they watched as the fire consumed their home. The structure that had been their sanctuary, their haven, was now engulfed in flames. Mel held his family close, whispering words of comfort. "We're safe. That's what matters," he said, though his heart ached at the loss. The night seemed endless. The fire continued to rage, and the smoke lingered in the air, making it impossible to rest. But as dawn broke, a glimmer of hope appeared on the horizon. Rescue boats, sent to evacuate those stranded along the coast, approached. Relief washed over the family as they signaled for help. As they boarded the boat, Mel looked back one last time at the smoldering remains of their home. It was a painful sight, but he refused to let despair take hold. Turning to his wife and children, he spoke with quiet determination. "We've lost a lot, but we still have each other. That's what's important. We'll rebuild together." The fire had taken their home, but it couldn't take their spirit. In the face of overwhelming loss, the family found strength in their unity and hope in the promise of a new beginning.